So the first military coup from January to July 1966, when we had a coup that led to the killing, assassination of the first military head of state, that is JTU Ronsi, Major JTU Ronsi, and we saw Gowon came into power. General Gowon came into power in 1966, and in 1975 he was removed from power, and General Murtala Mohammed took over power. Murtala Mohammed was assassinated in 1976, and his second in command, Olusegun Obasanjo, became the military head of state. And it is this military head of state that actually brought power, transited power to civilian government. Now, the process of transition to civilian government led to the framing and drafting of a constitution, which is the 1979, which is the second Republican Constitution, and we call it Presidential Constitution of 1979. So let's look at the features of 1979 Constitution. 1. This constitution introduced for the first time in the history of Nigeria a presidential system of government. So it abolished that parliamentary system of government practiced in 1963. So this time a presidential system of government. Now what it means is that the head of state is also the head of government. The president serves as both the head of state and the head of government. So one person and not two persons. So we didn't have the office of prime minister by this constitution. Now the president was directly elected by the people. So the people will come and elect the president, and that was how the Alhaji Shehu Shagari emerged in 1979 election. He was directly elected by the people, and not unlike what we saw in 1963 constitution, where the president used to be elected by a joint session of the National Assembly, this time by the people. Now, ministers were appointed from outside the parliament, because this is not a parliamentary system of government. It is a presidential system. So the president has the liberty to appoint ministers from outside, and of course, he cannot appoint ministers from the parliament, because the next point says there is a clear separation of powers between the executive and the legislature. A member of the executive cannot be a member of the legislature in this system of government. So that is why the president must appoint his ministers from outside the parliament. Now, at least one minister must come from each state of the states of the federation. Now, this time around, we are not dealing with region. We are dealing with about, in fact, 19 states.